Howard.
Ah, il y a des vraies attitudes défensives du côté de la Svella. Howard, qui ne se laisse pas du tout embarquer, qui va dissuader Mike James. Mais le possession là, Mike James.
Et regardez, il demande à tout le monde d'aller en ligne de fond.
Le voilà votre duel face à
Hideo
Kobo.
Bien sûr qu'il
le
veut jouer.
sidestep et la puissance. Ah si on l'entend.
Non, effectivement, il a parlé d'un signe indien et que lui qui avait vécu la finale perdue face à l'Asvel, ça lui restait encore dans la tête.
Physique d'aller au combat et de répondre, donc c'est important. Là on voit qu'il laisse les espaces pour Mike James attaquer.
Déjà 3 joueurs majeurs qui sont à 2 fautes. Quand on sait que le banc n'est pas forcément très fourni du côté pau, ça va pas être simple pour la deuxième mi-temps.
Montée. James qui joue face à Jefferson tranquillement. Là c'est...
Paris-League est moins en vue quand Mike James joue pour le coup. Avec Mike James justement. Oh qui va éviter.
Et puis bien sûr, tous les ballons vont passer par Mike James. On le sait.
Mike James, oh non, oh non.
Step back.
Il a tout dans son bac.
Très très serein, mais Noah qui a pris ses responsabilités, il a demandé la balle.
Oh là là, Mike James,
Il reste quand même sur le terrain, Yannick. Mike James.
C'est bien défendu. C'est bien. Il va encore vouloir se lever face à lui, Léo Cavalière. On peut être sûr qu'il va vouloir se lever.
Le nouveau 3 points.
Ah oui, mais c'est mal que du 1 contre 1. Il est en courrier là.
Mike James à 3 points.
Oh là 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 là.
Sur le rocher. Mike James encore.
Oh là 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 là.
James face à Artis. Et la faute d'Artis. Le 1-1 pour Mike James. Il tente un shoot impossible, mais c'est Mix qui avait suivi, qui a pu marquer. C'est Mike James de l'autre côté. Artis qui surveille James. Et James qui est obligé de shooter de loin, mais qui marque pour le jeune français. Mike James qui va marquer d'une main, évidemment.
Obrov, qu'on ne voit pas souvent briller, peu d'opportunités, mais
extra pass to Montiunas. Mike James with an eternity. Didn't take the shot, cuts to the bucket and gets it to go. The second half, as Mike James aggressively takes it to the rack and finds his team up by 6. Their largest lead of the game with less than 2 minutes to play. Mike James
has the matchup he wants. James in the lane, the scoop and score is good. Side. Footwork was excellent, just missed. James right down Main Street, lays it up and in.
Donné dans la raquette, non, il se lève en individuel et la faute, N1.
Face à Gaylor Courier. Il est passé, Mike James. Il est passé. Il se... Avant la mi-temps. Oh, c'est trop dur ça. Oh,
they've got to get some stops. James just snakes his way to the basket. Currents.
Aiming as well, he may well look to pick the pocket here. And now it's Livio Jean-Charles who picks up the assignment. Oh, that's a tough. Mike James sees an open lane to the bucket. Mike James leading all scorers with 22 as he puts the brakes on to create room. Oh, that's...
Intermission beckons. James in the lane, converts. Well, Mike James. Jeez, Bryant was draped. Yeah, James, so smart. Will it go?
James stops and uses the glass to Monaco, who need a three quickly. They need 2 3-pointers to tie. James will try to get one of them and does so.
Collar. 10-10. James down the edge of the paint.
Это потому, что Евролига очень борется за соблюдение вместимости арены, но как и своей неистовой агрессией иногда склоняет чашу весов на свою сторону.
Up against low burn, he can work in the final few seconds of the shot clock as well. Step back, three-point shot, magic. It's Kalinic, the two superstars of their respective teams. James pulls up for the long two and nails it, and Monaco are...
Yes, Monaco with 5 takeaways as Mike James buries it.
James going to work. This is where he likes to work. Into the lane, floater over the top of Tavares.
Right, but Donatas Motiejunas running down his 6th rebound of the game, his 3rd at the offensive end. Mike James applies the at the top of the matchup D being played. 3 bigs waiting by the baseline, but Mike James takes it right into the lane, goes glass to Mike James, drains, working the handle on Kalagin, blows by Kalagin, goes for the high arcing run.
James trying to break down Dio. That is a deep, deep three from... Oh!
No, defending against Mike James. It's a one-on-one situation. Mike James with the high arc to inbound it. Goes to Mike James. One-on-one situation against Othello Hunter. He goes with a three-pointer home. I have the ball in his hands a lot in these closing moments of the 4th quarter. He goes with a three-pointer home.
Goes again. Oh, yes.
Allez, voilà, il va trop tout seul. Oh, là là!
Off the miss. Mike James angry as ever on offense.
Билли Бэрон. Джеймс готов к атаке. И нашел нестандарт.
So Mike James blowing by Josh Nebo, goes to a fancy reverse and get...
James looking to go to work on DeColo. Takes the long two, James, and rattles it around. High 30s. James hanging, drifting, and hitting.
So gives it to Mike James, who's now one-on-one with Chris Jones. Drives left, step back from the elbow, buries it. For them to move to 11 points in the game on perfect shooting from the field. Step back mid-range J from Mike James is play here in a game that is tied at 78 points apiece. He drives on Chris Jones, gets into the lane, puts it up high, and...
In less than 10 minutes on court. Mike James, step back, long range two, rattles it around.
He likes the matchup with the Bartolomeo. McCarver with a foul to give. James, he says if you don't foul. The question now is just to be what's the margin of victory going to be as Mike James goes showtime. Mike James.
The block. Mike James.
Looking to take on Livio Jean-Charles. They want an offensive foul. James continues and gets the drop.
Lundberg on him. Goes right at him. Floats in. Little runner. Hello, Mike James.
Allow Monaco to have the final offensive possession. James drifting and scoring.
Now he's trying to guard James. He cannot guard James. He can foul James and give him a three-point play. The man is going to take on one-on-one. He's no-go. James gets inside, lays it up, double pump, tough finish by James.
Corsair, Ertel helping on the right, nobody on the left. James with the floater up over the top, and James gets the rook. Mike James once again. 2 minutes left. You don't want Madrid to pull away from you now, and that's how you don't let Madrid.
Но выполнил программу минимум, обеспечил отскок, подбора не состоялось, а Майк Джеймс тут фирменную бомбочку. 3 очков Уникс набрал в самом начале благодаря 2 дальним попаданиям Андрея Воронцевича. С тех пор из-за дуги мяч Казоров, призывая оставить себе побольше пространства, с Хизони он на движении должен разбираться. Разбирается.
Back into his possession. Mike James, defended by White, pulls up for an off-balance 3. Oh, what a